High above the clouds stood Mount Kaizen, a peak so steep and wild, few dared to climb it. It wasn't where legends were born. It was where they were made. Each night, the herd of mountain goats gathered around Grandpa Juro to hear his tales of grit and greatness. He told stories of brave climbers who never gave up, even when the path got steep. But one little goat listened a bit closer than the rest. Milo shared with the young goats and Grandpa Juro that he wanted to be the first of their herd to climb Mount Kaizen and find the legendary sky bloom. The others laughed. One even shouted, "You're too small. And besides, you're just an orphan." Feeling discouraged, Milo wandered away from the camp to clear his head. He was used to being doubted, but it still stung, especially from those he thought would believe in him. Grandpa Juro found Milo near the edge of the woods. "You seem troubled, young Milo. What's on your mind?" Milo looked up. "Grandpa, I'm not just an orphan. I want to be a great climber like you someday. You believe in me, don't you?" "Yes," Juro said gently, "but what matters more is whether you believe in you. If you believe in yourself, work hard and never quit. There's nothing you can't do." "Believe in myself, work hard, never quit," Milo repeated with a smile. "Grandpa, you always know what to say." At dawn, Milo slipped away from camp while the herd still slept. He was ready to begin the climb of a lifetime. The trail was long, and Milo was small. But what was big was the fire inside him. To prove the doubters wrong, and more importantly, to prove to himself that he could be the mountain goat climber he dreamed of being. An old sign read, "Danger ahead." Milo hesitated. Then he remembered Grandpa Juro's words. "Believe in yourself. Work hard. Don't quit." With steady hooves and deep breaths, Milo climbed. Each step was a battle against wind, rock, and fear. The wind howled. He stumbled more than once. He gasped for air, with tears welled in his eyes. But still, he climbed. His legs trembled. He wasn't just battling the mountain anymore. He was battling the voice inside him, telling him to stop. Milo had made incredible progress, but he still had a long way to go. As he rested on a ledge, an unexpected visitor arrived. "I'm impressed," said the raven. "It's been many moons since anyone made it this high, especially someone so small. You've done well, but it's dangerous up here. Turn back. Go home where it's safe." Milo stood up and turned away from the raven. "I didn't come this far, just to come this far." With a second wind and a heart full of determination, Milo pushed forward. He was no longer climbing to prove others wrong. He was climbing to become who he was meant to be. But just as he reached for what felt like his last ounce of strength, he heard Grandpa Juro's voice in his head. "Believe in yourself. Work hard and don't quit." Milo lifted his head and saw a soft blue glow just ahead. Eyes wide, heart pounding, he stepped closer. There it was, the sky bloom, more stunning than he ever imagined. And it was real. He didn't shout. He didn't cheer. He just smiled and cried. His journey had started with a need to prove others wrong. But along the way, he learned the greatest victory was proving it to himself. The next morning, as the sun rose, Milo returned to the village, scraped, muddy and glowing with triumph. The same goats who had once mocked him stood silent, eyes wide in disbelief. Milo planted the sky bloom in the village square. Grandpa Juro proclaimed, "Let this remind every goat, young and old, that grit leaves roots for others to grow." Sometimes the smallest climber becomes the tallest legend, because grit isn't about being the biggest. It's about never giving up.